As a content creator, you will never have to be concerned about where money is coming from again in your content creation life, okay? And I'm putting this out because I was led just a few minutes ago, the Holy Spirit told me to just put this out. Because when you're looking at trying to monetize content, in particular, if you are a SAHM, a stay-at-home mom, okay, you're supplementing your income or whatever, or if you're just trying to just flat out have income, if you have it in you to create content on a daily basis, it may take a little while. All right, keep in mind, don't quit your day job just yet when you just start. Okay, let me preface that. But if you're consistent, if you make content creation on a daily basis, for me personally, I only use TikTok and YouTube. You can get monetized on the other platforms, but that's not my lane, okay? I'm more of an introvert. I'm not really a people person like that. So TikTok and YouTube is kind of like you can put your content out there and you don't have to engage with people as much. So if you're definitely an introvert, I strongly suggest YouTube. Get on there like yesterday, and TikTok. Post at least once a day. Me personally, I suggest if you want to go ahead and get monetized quicker, to post maybe about 2 or 3 times per day. Don't burn yourself out. If you feel like, okay, I can't do this a full 7 days a week, don't. But where there is a will, there is a way. If you see for yourself, you want to not have your health impacted by working in certain atmospheres, because it is a thing. If you want to rest in your femininity, meaning when you go out into this workforce, you're in a very much stress-driven environment. And for those of you ladies that can do it, kudos to you. But if you're someone where you're not willing to carry on taking on just unnecessary stress from being in the work environment, get into content creation. And I share this as someone that is more so introverted, because I'm not the type of the typical content creator. The typical content creator, talks a whole lot, makes a lot of feature content where you're making content with other creators. I was able to monetize what it is that I'm interested in without having to compromise myself, with not having to get on here and shuck and jive. I didn't have to do any of that. I just get on here, I share, my insight, my interests, and I'm being paid even as I sleep. So I shared this with you at this time to encourage you, because I understand, life be lifing, and this inflation is unreal at times. But if you can think of a niche. And for some of you, you don't necessarily have to have a particular niche, but it's easier and you don't feel as overwhelmed if you have a lane that you're focusing on. Me personally, because, I want to make sure that my digital footprint is clean, I stay focusing on spiritual messages, okay? I stay in that lane, I put my content out, and boom, I got monetized. Like I mentioned, for some of you, when you start out from zero, because I started out from, not having any subscribers. At first, I was barely getting any views. Just put it out there. Eventually, people are going to start feeling you. The more and more you show up, being consistent, people are going to look forward to seeing your content. And again, the reason why the Most High wanted me to share this with you is because some of you are working in certain environments and it's making you stressed out. You're When women are under stress, it converts your estrogen into testosterone to survive. Did y'all know that? Biological fact. If you don't believe me, I'm not no MD, but check the science of why some women be having full beards and mustaches. It's because you are overworked and overstimulated, and you're working in these environments. And when your adrenaline as a woman is constantly peaked, it's going to say, hey, okay, this person has to survive, so that estrogen has to convert to survive, so it converts into testosterone. If you want to avoid having that in your life, if you want to avoid accelerating your aging, if you want to avoid being possibly accosted in the work environment, because we all know what it is. It's that's the norm. If you want to avoid all that and live more so a life that's in alignment with you having peace, especially when it comes to if you're a mom and you want to protect your children, if you're in a home environment, make your content. You may not even be 100% sure of the lane that you want to be in. Just start out doing something that you feel safe about it. Definitely pray about it. I'm always speaking about prayer, because prayer is the key to so many different things. Pray about the direction in which you want to put forth content. Put your content out on a consistent basis, like I mentioned, once a day, but I highly recommend several times a day, okay? And you're going to get to a point where once you're monetized, your content is going to be on autopilot. If you begin to look at your analytics after you become monetized, you'll see that you're getting views all throughout the day, all night, and that is sure income on a monthly basis. All right, so I'm just a messenger. I just want to drop those jewels here for those of you that may be feeling like, how am I gonna make it? You ain't gotta compromise yourself. Just in this day and age, it is so much more easier in order for you to bring about some type of resources. And I'm just going to say, I'm not going to boast and I'm not putting my numbers out there, but it is really lucrative. And I also want to mention, do your best to put out long form content. Now, long form is from about 8 to 15 minutes is considered long form content. Now, if you're more of an extroverted person, you can really attract some good wealth if you do live streams, if they're longer. You know, some people do live streams and they may last an hour, 2 hours. Me personally, I can't really be in that type of environment, because that's more so if you're extroverted, because you got to engage with your viewers and stuff like that. I tried it, but that's not really my lane. If you can even put out 8 to 10 minute videos so that your ads show up, because the ads don't really show up until it's around the 8 minute mark. If you can do that on a consistent basis, you're going to be so proud of yourself, because it's going to like take a weight of responsibility off of you so that you can really enjoy life and do more of the things that you see fit for yourself. Okay, because especially if you're a mom, that's a job in itself. So to alleviate all these extra responsibilities on yourself, content creation could be a godsend, because it has been a godsend for me. And just to give you insight, if you're consistent with it, you may start off posting on a daily basis several times a day. But as you become more so consistent, you're not even going to have to post as often, because people are going to be viewing that content. You're going to get ad revenue. Okay, you see where I'm going? So it's definitely something that could be a major breakthrough for you. And I just want to share this with you as we are entering into the ending of this season. You're welcome. Thank me later.